Welcome to the OK Den Show. I am Titia Owens, the Madre.
Hey y'all, I'm Chyna Elizabeth, the daughter. Welcome back to the show.
Welcome. And so today, as you all can see, I am getting a makeover by my incredible daughter, Chyna Doll Brand. Chyna Doll is an amazing makeup artist first and foremost, and she's known around the world for her artistry, and she has worked on hundreds of individuals as well as celebrities and people on television, in the music world, in the entertainment world. So we thought we would allow you all to see some of her magic that she does. Like I said, she's an artist, a natural artist, and that's how it all began. She started as a little girl painting my face at 8 years old for a birthday gift.
How did I get started with the makeup though? Who did I be introduced to by the makeup?
Yeah, so
Sorry, I had a little bit this way.
I made her start doing makeup at an early age on purpose because she was already so talented, and I have her drawings actually of when she was doing art as a little girl, and I remember thinking that she was very talented even then. And so
Gracias.
so she attended Booker T. Washington, which is Arts
You
Magnet.
not telling people that you're a makeup artist as well.
Oh, you wanted me to tell that part? Okay.
Yes.
So yes, I've been a makeup artist since I was 13 years old. I'm in my 50s now. And I started with my mom. My mom had her own cosmetic line. And of course, she would have makeup shows and all of that. And so we learned how to apply makeup during some of those shows. And then a lot of times I would come home and I would draw faces on paper and then practice different ways I could create their lips or their eyes. So it was definitely in the blood for us to do cosmetics. And like I said, I've been doing it since I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
And
You was doing your teachers and stuff?
yes, I started doing my teachers when I was in elementary school. I started doing their makeup and their hair. They used to pay me $10 to do their hair before school started. This was actually when I was in kindergarten when I was doing hair. I started doing hair first. And then as I got older, when I started wearing makeup at 13, they would ask me, who is putting makeup on you? And I would go, well, I do it myself. And that started them asking me to practice on them. And that turned into something that I enjoyed doing so much. And I saw how much joy it brought them when I would add the makeup. So it was something that I did professionally for years. I have, just like with Chyna, I have touched thousands of faces. I've done celebrities, I've done local friends, I've done NFL, NBA, wives, husbands, players, entertainment.
You've been around the world and
I have touched a lot of faces, and I still do. I still do it now. I don't do it as much as I used to because when Chyna started doing the makeup, I really wanted to push her. So I kind of stepped back so I could push her more. And she has evolved to the maximum.
Thank you.
Yeah, her work is so incredible. So Chyna, tell the people what you're doing right now.
So I just got done doing the contour first. If you would have saw, that was the darker colors that I did around her nose to contour the nose and her cheeks and her forehead. And now I'm going in with the highlight. This is actually a color more closer to her skin tone. And then I'm going to go in with a lighter color at the top to kind of brighten under the eye, so that she has a brightening effect. And this just gives a dimension in the face. You want to really give your face some structure. So you just put it in the areas that will enhance the features that you already have.
So what she's trying to say is she's trying to make me look younger.
Well.
So the thing about cosmetics is, even though Chyna has a way of providing cosmetics, when you are an artist, everybody has their own style. I want to make sure that I communicate that.
For sure.
Because if you look at any video or you watch different artists do their work, they all have different styles. They have different orders of when they apply it. Some people do brows first. Some people do lips first. Some people do eyes first.
Yeah.
Some people wait to do the foundation after they do the eyes. So it's different ways. There's not a set way of doing cosmetics, but whatever it is, just be good at it. Be intentional about it. And the whole key to cosmetics is blending.
Yep.
Making sure that things look like art.
Yep.
You know, there are a lot of people that apply makeup, but I don't necessarily consider them a makeup artist.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point in makeup artistry is that creating art, giving different contours and shading and structuring and bringing out features. Those are key elements to being a great makeup artist. Mm-hmm. And so once you learn those steps and the processes, and then you notice the different brushes Chyna's using. Mm-hmm. She's using different brushes because brushes provide different benefits. Some do better blending. Some create arches or straight lines. Some are for lips. Some are for under eye blending or eyeshadow blending. They all do different things. And so if you're applying your makeup with one or two brushes, I would kind of question the artistry aspect of it. Again, I'm not saying you can't, because some people can do amazing things with very little. Mm-hmm. It's just that once you get into artistry, you realize having the tools to do different things is best. And you apply different items and products to different brushes, so you don't want to necessarily overlap brushes.
Right.
So that's another element into having multiple brushes, is that they provide different things.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Chyna. What do you want to say about it?
Now we are about to go in with some setting powder, which is just a loose powder. And this is just to take away all the shine from your liquid products. So for me, I do all of my liquid products first and set the foundation for the face. And then you go in with all of your powder products, which I'm about to do now. So I go in with a loose powder and I just tap that into the skin and all of the areas that I've applied any liquid. And so basically the entire face, because for me, I like a matte face. Your face is naturally oily. So throughout the day, the oils will transpire and you will have a more dewy look. So I start out very matte so that by the end of the day, you have that nice, dewy, soft glam that people try to strive for. But me, myself, and I want to be as matte as possible for as long as possible, because I personally do not like the dewy look. And I give that to people if that's what they want. But my mother here is very much a matte girl.
Yes, I am. And can you tell them why you're using that little brush right there? Because some people like to use a big brush for their powdering.
So for me, just to get in these small areas like around the eyes, I want to make sure that every ounce, not every ounce, but every space in your face has powder. And that is just applying really nicely. A big brush just goes all over the place. You want to be precise in the areas and the ways that you're applying the makeup.
And so, and I heard what you said, the powder gets inside the spaces. So again, when we get older ladies, you know, we have wrinkles and we have places that powder can lie in. And so what she's saying is she creates a dewy look in those areas first, and then she seals it with powder. Mm-hmm. Not because she's trying to bring a visual to the wrinkles or the creases, but it smooths it out.
Yes, it does. And so now we're about to bake. So I literally just put some powder on a beauty blender, and you look up for me. And you literally, for me, this is a part of also contouring the nose. You bring that powder all the way up to the side of the nose so that it brings that nose in. When you set, it kind of gives an illusion that your nose is skinnier. You'll see as it goes on. I'm going to let this sit on her under eye and her nose for a few minutes while I do some other things. And you'll see how snatched that nose becomes once I add in some more contour to that nose. But baking literally just keeps your face more matte. for longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I love powder. Powder is like one of my favorite friends just because my skin can be very oily.
Yeah.
So I enjoy powder. And I really enjoy the way Chyna applies makeup. Now, the other thing I want to make sure I address with makeup artists is the application, the touch that you're providing to your client. One of the things that I have learned with myself doing makeup is my clients really enjoy my touch.
Yeah.
And what that means is the softness of it, the sensitivity that you have with a person's face. Some of the makeup clients literally can fall asleep in my chair because it is so relaxing and soothing. So it's also an experience when you're getting your makeup done. Of course, we're enjoying, and let me know if I need to stop talking.
No, you're fine.
When the client enjoys sitting there and feeling all of the pressure points that you're touching on their face, it gives them some sense of peace and quiet. I always usually have, we don't have it on for this because we're talking, but we usually have soft music playing in the background to bring a relaxation and an atmosphere of relaxation and peace.
Yeah.
And so, how she's applying the cosmetics is very soft to the touch, and it feels really good. And most women and men, when I'm grooming men too, they really enjoy that. One step we didn't show you coming into it just because we wanted to get right into the makeup is the moisturizing.
Yeah.
And so you want to make sure too that before you apply the foundation that your skin is moisturized, because it does help the foundation go on smoother. And when you do put the powder over the foundation, it gives it a more smooth look.
Yeah, for sure. Also primers too. If you have like a grip primer, it'll help the makeup last longer.
Primers.
Because it grips onto the makeup and it gives it more of a seamless look. It fills in those pores. If you have like a pore filler, look up for me.
What are you doing?
Right now I'm adding shadow under the eye line just so that it'll give us some dimension to the eyes and make the eyes pop. And you don't have to do this, but for me, I like for the eye to have some attention towards it. So I go in with some shadow first to bring it some color, and then I'm going to go in with a black to give it some smoke. And this really just makes the eye.
Y'all see how my eye changed just that fast? I already feel amazing.
Where is, I think,
You can ask me too.
I know, but I think I have one in here.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, got it, yeah.
Look up for me. Now for this part.
This is the part I hate when she does it.
Yes, because she claims I'm poking her in the eye, but as you can see on the video, I'm clearly pulling her eye down and applying the liner to her waterline.
I don't feel like she's pulling it down enough.
It's literally to her nose.
It is not.
But every time she claims I'm all up in her eye, which I am, but not literally.
Hurry up. She takes too long with that.
I like to make sure it's really on there because sometimes it can bleed out because if your eyes start to water or like just perspire in any type of way, it kind of fades out.
So your eyes can perspire. That's what she was saying. Your eyes can water up.
Yeah.
And so she applies it just a tad more to make sure that if you do any of those kinds of things that you don't lose the color on your eyes.
Exactly. So now we're about to go into these brows. I like to brush them up just to put them in place. And then I start to just line it out a bit. I'm very light-handed when it comes to applying the brow first. I'll try to start as light as possible and then just gradually add more if I need to. But starting light is best and then building it up. Just because you don't want super dark brows, I go for more of a natural brow. And so for me, I just kind of shape what brow you already have. I don't like to give you a new brow unless you just want a new brow like my mom does because she takes hers off.
Yeah, I shave my brows halfway off so I can draw it the way I want it.
But for the people with full brows, I just fill in what you already have so that it'll be really natural and it wouldn't feel like you have a whole new face when it comes to the brows. Because brows definitely change the trajectory of your face, in my opinion.
I agree with that.
Yeah. A good brow, you got a good face. And so I kind of spoolie it out a little bit so there's not any like super harsh lines. It's kind of just faded a little bit. And if you get some extra down there, it's fine because you're going to go in and clean that up with some concealer. So this part, you don't have to be as precise. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. But you still want to not mess up as much so you won't have to do as much cleanup and work. Work easier, not harder.
I don't prefer people to talk when they do their brows.
Yeah, so she's being really quiet. I love that for her because I get a lot of clients that want to move and talk and do all the things. While between liner and brows, you have to be so still, become a possum. Okay? It's very important if you want it to look right. Now, if you don't care, do all the talking you want to do. But at the same time, don't, because it's my work and I want it to look right.
I'm not laughing at you right now.
So serious. Now, so if you can see, I kind of, one brow is actually a little bit more out than the other. So when you do that, you can go back in, like I said, with the concealer and fix that up. It's not too,
Tell them.
it's not too off, but if you can see, this one is just a little bit more of a curve and this one is just a little bit more out. So when I go in with the concealer, I'll kind of straighten this one up and keep this one the way that it is. And so I go in, I also didn't tell y'all what products I'm using. I'm using the Born This Way concealer to sharpen the brow, and I use it also for under the eye and Hourglass for the light color.
What color is that?
This one is Sand. I'm using this for your brow, and I used Hourglass in the color Cotton Knit for the light color under your eyes.
Okay.
But now I get a really precise brush and a really flat brush, I'll say. And I put the application of product on both sides, and I make sure it's an even amount on both sides of the brush. And I use it in a flat, like I keep it really flat. Okay, you can't.
Tell me which way you want me to look.
Just look straight.
Okay.
And so I kind of lift the brow a bit, and I just drag, and I put a little pressure on the brush, drag right under that brow. If you need to pick up the brow and start over, you can, to make sure that that line is precise in the way that you want it. Now, there's still too much of a curve, so I'm going to go back in a little bit more and just kind of lift this end a little bit. And the good thing about makeup, there is no mess ups because you can always go back in and fix it. It's literally art. It's subjective, so it's really up to you on how you want it to look and what your vibe is. But for me, I can be a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to the brows, thanks to my mother. So I make sure that these lines are crispy. So we're gonna just keep going under that brow so there is a precise line. Close your eyes for me. And so once I do that, I go in with a fluffy brush and blend out some of that concealer on the way to the eye, because it's also like a primer for your shadows. So I fill the entire eye with concealer and blend that out. And this also helps so that you don't have any harsh lines under the brow. Like, you don't want the color to be so bright that it's just,
standing out.
yeah, like an eyesore. Like it's just too much, too bright.
So you want to blend it.
Yeah, blend it all in. So you see how good that brow look?
That's a good brow.
That's a good brow, honey.
It's a good brow.
So now we're going to go in and do the other side. Like I said, I just lift this corner a bit. Keep your head down. And then for this one, I give this a little more of an angle. And I still put some pressure. And just going right under that brow. Now, for beginners, if you want to start lower, do that. For me, I've been doing it for so long, I can just go ahead right in under the brow. But for beginners, definitely start lower first so you don't end up taking the brow off. But applying pressure too will give you that harsh line that you're wanting so that it is very precise and it looks really good. Y'all see how I just did that? And so you blend that out. And you got you some good brows. Now sometimes too, if the top of the brow is not as sharp as you would like it, you can also go back up in there with some foundation, the color of your foundation, so that it won't be shown. So I'm gonna just do that just to give it a little more of a precise line at the top. But this is optional. I sometimes don't do this, especially if I want to keep it more of a natural look. But if you want it to be more precise in the line, you can just go over it, and it just makes the brows more clean.
Keep your volume up.
Okay, keeps the brows clean.
Okay, let me ask you a question though. The color that you have under my brows, what was that you used?
Sand.
A concealer?
A concealer.
And you used a lighter concealer? Why?
Well, it's just like one or two shades lighter, just so that your brow arch can pop.
Okay.
And once you add the shadows, it will make that brow arch pop even more. But even with the brighter color, I don't like it too bright.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. Does it matter? Should it be?
For me, it does. Some people do like it to be bright, but me personally, to give it a more natural look, I don't think it's necessary. If people want a more dramatic look, then they go in with a brighter color, and it makes the shadow pop more. But for me, that's just not my style. So I do just a little bit brighter than your skin color, but not too much to where it's overbearing. So I go in with some powder over that concealer to set it in. And then we're going to start on some shadow on the eyes. Okay.
How we looking, y'all? How we looking? Tell me in the comments. Tell me how we looking in the comments. Are you learning? Tell me what you've learned or what you have a question about. Chyna, your light turned.
Okay.
Gotta have light.
Yes, you do. So now I always start in the crease shadow. So for me, I use more of a darker color for the crease. My mom likes color. I'm not usually a color girl. I like more of the neutral brown tones, but for her, she likes color, so I'm going to give her color. So I'm going to go in with this kind of burgundy, red, orangish color for her her crease.
Okay.
Close your eyes. And so first, I tap just so that I can put as much product on to the eye, and you can go back in and add more product to your brush as much as possible, as much as you would like. And I just press that in first, and you see it's already giving some shape to the eye. Now shadows also matter. This is a palette from Melissa. She's a makeup artist, Beauty by Melissa, and her palette is amazing. As y'all can see, it's pretty used and need to get a new one.
Did you buy me one of those?
I did not.
Are you buying me one of those?
I didn't plan on it, but I can.
I think I need one.
Okay. So yeah, I'm also going in and doing that on this eye. Raise your brows for me. Now for my mother, she has really huge eyelids. And they kind of...
Why you calling my eyelids huge?
They're huge. And so they have a little bit, if you don't stretch them, they have a little wrinkle. So you have to make sure those shadows get into the creases
You're
in her
offensive.
eyes.
You said wrinkle.
Okay. She has a little wrinkle in her eyes.
I'm not feeling how you communicate.
So you want to make sure all of those wrinkles are filled in, so when she does raise her brows, you don't see any spots.
Yeah. Talking about a wrinkle on my face.
That's what they
That's
are.
offensive.
Sorry, not sorry. And so now I'm going to go in and fill up the top with a little bit of a brighter color. It's more of an orange. So I'm going to put a good amount of product there, and I'm going to put it right over that line. And so for this one, I'm going to be more of a back and forth motion to keep it very blended and no harsh lines.
What kind of brush is that you're using?
This is a fluffy Morphe brush. I don't know what number it is, but Morphe has all these types of brushes. So this is one of the smaller ones, just so that it can get in this area. And so for me, I like to bring the shadow up into the brow. My mom doesn't necessarily like that too much, but I do, because it just kind of enhances that nose contour as well. It just kind of brings this whole thing together. And so also, you can see I'm not bringing the shadow all the way up into that arch, because you want to make sure that arch is a precise line still and gives that effect of the brow. It heightens your brow. And so I'm just going back in and blending that out so it's not any harsh line between those two colors. Okay, so I'm going to do that for the other eye as well. And literally just going in horizontal back and forth motion. Really soft on the eye. Don't press it in too hard. But at the same time, don't be scared to put the shadow on your eyes, because you want the shadow to pop and be able to be seen. I think people don't put as much product on their eyes so they don't look crazy. But if you blend it, it'll look good.
So does pigmentation matter with eyeshadow?
Definitely. And that's why I was saying it matters. This palette matters because it's a really good pigmented shadow. I also use Juvia's Place. Morphe has some good palettes. Patrick Ta has some good palettes. There's a lot of great palettes, but there are on the more expensive side. So I would say just invest in Juvia's Place isn't as expensive. So I would say if you want to be on the less expensive side, go that route, because they have really good pigmentation in that brand. But it matters, because if it's not pigmented, your eye is not going to give the effect that you would like it to have.
And the eyeshadow tends to fade over time when there's not a lot of pigmentation, meaning that the colors are not real true to what they are that you see in the actual case. They don't apply the same way that you see them on there. If they're faded when you're applying it on your eyes, then that's usually a lack of pigmentation. So you want to make sure that it is a true color and it shows and applies just like you see it.
Right. So now I'm going to go in with the flatter brush for my shimmers. I'm going to do a gold in this same palette first. And I'm going to keep this right. Close your eyes for me, please.
Trying to be nosy.
Yeah, she's being a little nosy. And so I kind of rub / pat at the same time when it comes to pigments, because you want it to be very pigmented, but at the same time, you don't want it to go everywhere.
And you want it to blend.
Yes, and you want it to blend. And so with this palette, it's a really great palette. So these shimmers are very creamy, and so they apply very easily to the eye.
So would you say I have creamy eyes?
No.
Oh.
I would say that your shadow is creamy.
Oh, okay.
But you personally don't have creamy eyes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, not sorry. So yeah, once we add this gold, now I'm gonna go in with a little Morphe palette. This one is the 9R Bronze Metal. And I'm gonna go in with
Hold it up a little higher.
Okay, I'm gonna go in with this this lighter gold. It's like a champagne, and I'm gonna use the same brush because it doesn't really matter. And go more into the corner to brighten that corner up. And it'll give kind of like an ombre effect of the gold. So like a lighter gold into a more yellow gold.
You said this is an ombre effect?
Yes. Of shimmers. And that just gives more dimension to the eye, giving it some more drama.
I like dimension and I like the drama.
Yeah, and so I'm not bringing the shimmer all the way up into the shadow because you want those eyes to have kind of like a cut crease, but like a soft cut crease. You don't want it to be a precise line, but you want it to be some dimension between the shadows and your shimmers to make the eye have even more of a shape. And so I'm gonna go back in just a little bit with that yellow gold to bring some of that back in on this eye because I kind of took some of that away. Close your eyes for me.
Sure.
And as you can see, she has a lot of drama happening with her eyes today, which I know she'll love.
Will. Because I like drama on my eyes at all times.
She does. Okay, so now I am going to find some liner. Mom, where's your liquid liner?
It's in that bag right
Plastic.
there. Mm-hmm. It's a black tube in there. You'll see.
Swipe the whole chair with makeup.
Oh, you did?
Okay, I see it. So now we're
Are you
gonna.
okay?
Huh?
Is it okay?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm
Okay.
just using makeup white.
Oh.
No, that chair.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go in with some liner.
Liquid liner.
Liquid liner, and I'm using a felt pen. This is the easiest way to apply liner because it's just like a pencil.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I kind of pull the eye a bit so that those wrinkles,
Quit saying that. You need to find another word.
the creases in her eyes,
Thank you.
smooth out. And so I'm going to just pull it a bit because you don't want the line to have any creases in it. So I just glide the pen on the eye. And you can add as much or as little as you like. For me, I want you to see the liner, so I'm gonna make it a little thicker. And I do the top line first and then I fill in the bottom. And so for my mom, she likes to have a point
Mm-hmm.
in her, so I'm gonna just bring it over a little bit. It's not necessarily a wing, but just a little bit out so that it'll have a point at the end. And not just harsh stopping. Okay? See how easy that was?
Do you all see the difference in my eyes? I want you to look at the difference between the right
Yeah.
and the left eye.
Liner is really a big deal. It brings it all together. Okay, I'm gonna do this other eye.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I thought I'd entertain them real quick.
I don't think it was really entertaining. So now, once we have the liner, we can go in with some mascara to make those lashes pop. Today we don't have any lashes, but we're gonna make sure that her lashes look like she got some lashes on.
So what mascara is that I like to use?
This is the Telescope L'Oreal mascara.
It's
and-
waterproof black.
Yeah.
Yeah. The L'Oreal brand is my favorite, and
Yeah.
waterproof is the best.
It definitely is.
And this telescopic brush is really awesome.
Telescopic. Yeah, I said that wrong.
Yeah, so I corrected you.
Thanks. The more mascara, the better. Okay. Me personally, I love mascara because it really just makes those lashes pop. and it brings the face together even more. And this this mascara really elongates the lashes as well. It makes them look a lot longer than what they really are, which we love. Okay.
The word elongate. You see how she used that? It elongates the mascara, elongates the lashes and causes length.
Yeah.
And produces longer lashes.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
It elongates.
Yeah.
But as you all can see, just with what she's done, she's really opened up the eyes. You'll be able to replay back the video so you can see even the processes that have led up to this point. So we'll just keep going.
Yep, so now I'm just going to go in with that same brush I used for her powder under the eyes. And as you can see, there's a little bit of shadow under here. So that's also what helps with baking. The powder is sitting on top of your face so that the shadow does not fall onto your face directly.
Okay.
I can literally just brush it away and there won't be any shadow.
Or residue.
Yes, residue on your face. So it literally helps with just making sure that that under eye is clear of any residue. And so I also go in with the brush, and once the shadow is gone, I press in that powder under the eye. And so I'm going to do that with this side as well. Turn this way for me. And just kind of lightly brush away that shadow and that excess powder. And then you're going to press in with the brush. Now this is the harshest I will be when it comes to makeup, just because you really want to make sure that your powder is pressed in, and this will help with the smoothing effect of your face, and also you won't have any flashback. If you leave powder sitting on top of your face, you will have flashback. And we don't like flashback when we're taking pictures.
No, you don't.
Yeah. And so now I'm going to go in with a little bit of this pressed powder and apply some of that to the same brush in the areas that are not highlighted. For the highlighted areas, I prefer, you can do this as well, but I prefer you go in with a lighter powder, which I don't have with me today, to go under the eye, just to give it even more smoothing. It's not a necessary thing, but it just helps if you want to do so. So now all of the excess powder is gone. I also go in with my foundation brush and just make sure I'm just pressing in that powder all over the face so that everything is smooth, everything is blended, and it's a seamless look. And so now I like highlight. Does my mother like highlight?
No.
Not so much.
But I'm going to let her do it today just so she can show y'all.
Yes, what it does, the magic that happens.
I don't like no highlight bling. It only means one thing.
So I go in and I add a little bit over your Cupid's bow so that when you apply liner, it pops. Also, I added just a little bit on your cheekbones to give it some sparkle and some glow.
And highlighter is usually what kind of color?
More of a gold for me. I use golds. I deal with a lot of brown skin women, so I go in with like a shimmer according to their skin tone. So like if it was a darker woman, I would use one of the more pigmented golds, and then for lighter, I use the lighter gold. Just so that it's pigmented and then that you can see it.
And you call this a Cupid's bow?
Yes.
I'm just making sure they know that.
Okay, yeah. And so then I go in with a smaller brush and I add some to the nose.
I hate this.
I just do a little here to give that nose some pop, and then a little right on the bridge of your nose so that that pops as well. Now with her, I'm being very light-handed because I know she does not like this, but on anybody else, I'm doing a lot because I really feel like
She's always trying to do the most.
I really feel like the highlight just brings that face together. And so once that part is done, I sometimes go back in with just a little bit more blush to bring back some color into your face, because sometimes some of those powders just can really wash you out, and you don't want to look washed. You still want to have color and life in your face and some dimension. So I just go back in with a little bit of color in those areas where I applied blush. And now I'm gonna go back in with some mascara and put some on her bottom lashes, because that also helps give the eye some more dimension and just attraction to the eyes. People, when you talk, your eyes talk for you sometimes. So you want the eyes to have something to say. And something good. And when you put those bottom lashes on, they talking.
And when I apply mascara, I always direct the client to look the opposite direction of the way that I'm coming toward, because some people really have a problem with applying mascara.
Yeah.
So you have to give them little tricks to make them more comfortable so they don't necessarily see it coming. Same with eyeliner. Whenever I'm working on a person's eyes inside the liner or mascara, I'll have them look the opposite direction. So I'm just saying that for you as a makeup artist, if you're trying a new trick, you can say look to the opposite direction of the direction you're coming, so they don't necessarily see it, so they won't focus on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So now we're about to do the infamous lip that my mother, she's very, very particular about her lips. I personally don't do my lips the way she does her lips, but I'm going to try my best today to get it to her liking, because I've done it, I think maybe once or twice, and
Maybe. Not so
it was
much.
decent. She still went in and fixed it a little bit, but she's very particular. That's just a disclaimer. She's very particular.
Yeah, because I'm a lip person.
Yes, her lips are very much important to her. So I'm going to start at her arch right here. Now, I don't know if she would prefer that. No, but this is what I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
And she likes a little bit of an overline for her lips. Not everyone does. Recently, I've been doing it a lot more because I think it is really cute when there is an overline. But it's not necessary. Like, if you have really big lips, then clearly there's no point for that. So that side is pretty much done. Then you go in that bottom, and I start from the outside and go in. And I like to bring liner down a little bit so that it blends in to whatever lip you're going to do. You're not holding your lips out, you just work. Kind of pull them again. Mm-hmm. Now, while you're doing the other side, be looking back at the side that you did first so that you can make sure that it is as identical as it can be in the shape. Okay, so now I'm going to go in the bottom. And I do the back and forth motion just so that the liner is really pigmented. And
Okay.
it is shown really nice nude. Now, with the lips too, I sometimes go back in with some concealer to tighten up some of those lines. So this kind of looks like it's bleeding a bit. So I'll go back in with some concealer to crisp that line up some. Now, mind you, I never take this long with anyone else. But for my mother, I just know how
She knows how picky
is.
I am.
Yes.
When it comes to my lips.
Yes. So I'm just going to go in with a little concealer. And I just went up a little too high. But it's okay because makeup, you can make mistakes and go back and fix it. And then you just blend that out. And put a little powder over that. And then I'm going to go in that one area where I went a little too high. Okay. And so now, for me, I like for my inside of the lip to be a little bit of like a nude color. And I mix it with a sort of a pink to give the illusion of, do you have any just like liquid lipsticks, Mom?
I don't think I have them up here.
Okay. Well,
It's a pink pencil in there though you can use with that.
this.
Yeah. If you want to mix it with the cream, like put it on
Right.
first and then, yeah. Um, y'all see me keep looking to the side. It's because it's a mirror over there, so I can kind of see what she's doing too. So don't mind me. I just keep looking at
I
myself.
don't think what they were.
Anyway, letting her do her magic. But tell us in the comments how you're feeling so far about all this.
Yes, so I got a little bit of her pink liner. Usually I just use like a liquid lip, and I mix it with a concealer that's a little bit light, and I put that in the middle area. Now, mind you guys, she does like color, so I'm giving her color, but usually I go in with more of a brown lip liner and do more of a nude without so much pink in the middle because I like a good nude lip. But for my mother, she likes color, so we gonna give her some color. And so I go in with the brush and kind of just blend those two colors together to give an ombre effect on the lips. And that's why I brought some of that liner down into the lip so that it would be able to blend easily with the color that I've put in the middle. You want to make sure you get all of your lip and make sure that it's really blended in the way that you would like it to be. Ready?
Thanks.
Then once I do that, I always top the lipstick with some gloss so that it has some shine to it. Now me, I am a gloss girl. So I put a lot of gloss in the beginning and then I wipe some off if need be. But I like a lot of gloss. And this also helps with the blending as well. It kind of blends it even more. My mother does not like a lot of gloss. And so she's being a little bit of dramatics right now. Which is fine. But do you see how that just made that lip pop even more? And so this is also a time with that brush you can go in and just make sure those lines are still precise and in the manner that you would like them to be.
And I do have my preferences on things, but you know, I allow her to do her magic when she's doing my makeup. The only thing that I usually say no to is that highlighter.
Highlight.
I don't like highlight. I don't mind. I do it on other people. I don't prefer it on me. I just don't like to have any shine whatsoever, but that's a personal thing. But my clients like it. I give it to them when they ask for it, but it's not my thing.
But we're basically done. She looks absolutely beautiful, highlight and all. But I always finish off with a good setting spray. So this time I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. And so I'm making sure her hair is a little bit covered. And I spray. Don't squint your eyes. I always tell your clients not to squint their eyes, especially when they have mascara on, because sometimes it can bleed onto the eye, well, onto their makeup on their face. So you want them to be as relaxed as possible. So you give them a forewarning that the spray is coming so they're not caught off guard. And I do a few sprays. Relax your eyes.
Jesus. Felt like I just went in the ocean.
Yeah. For me, setting spray really melts the makeup into your face and it gives that seamless look and it melts those powders. So when also you're taking pictures, there isn't any more flashback in that aspect as well. And it just makes everything come together and it gives more of a skin-like feel.
Yeah, I feel pretty. Do you want me to go ahead and fix my hair?
You look beautiful. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, because I want them to see too. So now we're going into how I do my hair.
Yes.
People ask me all the time. So I roller my hair. I wash it and blow dry it. This time I didn't roller set it, which I normally do. But when I do my hair, I may have pin curls or hairpins or sponge rollers. But I normally just do a pull out.
Y'all see how beautified it's getting.
Yeah, and then I'll
Do a good flip over.
flip over.
I like how you just did that.
Yeah, and then I just kind of take it and pull it apart.
I like how you just did that.
Yeah, I don't use a comb on my hair pretty much ever.
Yeah.
I always use my fingers. That's something that even when I do other people's hair, I very seldom use a comb.
Yeah.
But
Looks beautiful.
yeah, I feel
Oh, it's giving Farrah Fawcett on today.
okay then, I receive it. But yeah, so y'all saw a complete makeover. Again, you see how talented Chyna is. She is such a gift when it comes to providing cosmetics and making people look and feel amazing.
Yes, that's
she
always
can be
the goal.
very hard-headed with her mom, but for the most part with her clients, they love her.
They do.
And that's what matters.
It does.
I don't have to. But I feel really pretty.
Yay. And she looks gorgeous.
Yay.
And let us know in the comments, like, anything you've learned or anything you want us to go more in depth in.
And you can
want
get a
to see
private
that.
class.
Yeah, if you want a private class, let us know and we can do that for you also. But yeah, this was so much fun.
Yeah, thank you. And your teeth are shining.
Yes, my teeth are shining. I got me some teeth gems.
Another thing I don't care for.
Anyways.
But anyway, you look beautiful
Thank
regardless.
you. Right.
But yeah, so Chyna, how can they follow you and if they want to book you for makeup?
So y'all can follow my makeup page at Chyna Doll Brand, ChynaDollBrand on Instagram, TikTok, any social, so that you can see all of my work. And then there's also a link in those socials where you can go to my style sheet and you can book there for any of your appointments. I do bridal, I do wedding, well, weddings, any event, birthdays, any occasion. I do everything, and I travel as well. So whatever you need. And also, how can they book you?
Yeah, you can book me also. You can go to TitiaOwens.com. You can text me at 214-534-4903. You can send me a DM on social media. But yeah, the same things that she does, I do as well. And you can book either of us. We have no problem with serving. I don't mind her serving you, and she doesn't mind me serving you.
Yeah.
So however you want to use us, feel free to do so. So we may come back where I get a chance to do her.
Ooh.
That's always going to be a challenge because she's just as particular as I am.
Ooh.
So, Chyna, what are you okay with?
I am okay with being glammed up. People always are like, why you got all this makeup on? Because I want to. And what about it? Okay. And I do have my days where I'm just completely barefaced, so it's a good balance. But when I'm glam, there's no in between. Like there's no soft. Well, my glams are soft, but there's no like no makeup. It's always glam or no glam.
Got it.
You know, so I'm okay with being glam. What are you okay with?
I'm okay with not wearing highlighter. That's what I'm okay with. But I am okay with my daughter doing her great magic. She's amazing, and I'm so proud of you, daughter. You're doing amazing.
I get it from her, guys. She still is my teacher sometimes. She be telling me some stuff and teaching me some stuff.
I'll try to give you a little something, but she teaches me too. I learn from her as well. It's a give and take situation.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for tuning in, trying to let them know how they can stay connected to us.
Yes, you can watch us every Wednesday at 9 a.m. on YouTube. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And make sure y'all are connected on all our socials. Everything is OKDen Show, OKAYDEN Show, on Instagram and TikTok as well. And on YouTube. Like I said, go on YouTube, listen to us, watch us, and see what we be doing.
Thank y'all so much. And y'all see my show to say, hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
So thank you again for watching, and share in the comments again something that you've learned today or information that you'd like to know more about. And you can schedule private lessons with us as well. So
yes.
Until the next time.
Okay then. Bye then.